We'll reconvene the special council meeting. Since we did a brief recess, let's do a quick roll call.
Janzer?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Padragula?
Yes.
Sitma?
Here.
Straight?
Here.
Wolski?
Here.
Barney?
Here. Okay, we had a very productive visit with our council in executive session. Are there any wishes of the council? Alderman Sitma?
Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion to move that the city terminate the following agreement with the Cypress Development with the four different items: the 2015 lease agreement, the 15 management agreement, the 13 development agreement, and the disposition and development agreement, and authorize the city manager to send the proper notice of termination to those agreements, as well as the notice of default of the 2015 development agreement.
Second.
Moved by Sitma, seconded by Janser. Discussion? Any discussion? Alderman Wolski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think we've reached the point here where this is the best course for the city of Minot and the citizens of Minot. We entered into these parking garage projects with a pretty grand vision for how they were going to turn out and how they were going to impact downtown, and it just hasn't been realized. I think this action today is in the best interest of the city and the citizens, and I'm going to fully support it.
Further discussion? Alderman Padragula.
For the record, I wanted to add my voice to that of Alderman Wolski's. I think we acted with good intentions many years ago, but it's obvious this hasn't worked out, and the developer hasn't been cooperative, hasn't been responsive, and we owe it to the citizens of Minot, particularly those who work and live downtown, to deal with the situation in terms of parking. And I think we owe it to all the citizens to be done with this. It just hasn't worked out. So I strongly support us terminating whatever relationships we had with Cypress Development.
Alderman Straight.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I guess my thought is that they've had ample time to cure the default on the payments that are owed to us, and the time is now to move forward and protect the interests of the community and start not just with the legal process, but hopefully talk that better days are ahead, and hopefully we can get this righted and in the right direction down the road.
Further, Alderman Sitma.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And just to put the final quotation on my motion as well, I mean, when we're talking about moving forward on this, it's to bring some finality and to turn these into productive pieces that are meant to be cornerstones of our downtown, to take that next big step. With the amount of funds that are owed to the taxpayers at this point, it is only the responsible action at this point to move forward in the best interest of the community and of the taxpayers themselves. And I hope a very big step in towards getting those pieces realized for the future of our downtown here in the Magic City.
Further discussion? Well, I think they were fairly unified on this motion. It's unfortunate that it's reached this point. It's been a long road to get to this point, but I think moving forward is what's best for the community, and I certainly intend to support it. If there's no other discussion, I'm going to call the roll. Call the roll.
Sitma?
Yes.
Straight?
Yes.
Wolski?
Yes.
Barney?
Yes.
Janzer?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Padragula?
Yes.
Motion passes. Any other? Alderman Olson,
Mayor, I would like to offer a motion.
please.
I would move that the city initiate litigation against Cypress Development in accordance with the draft complaint provided to the City Council.
Second.
Seconded by Padragula, moved by Olson. Discussion on that motion? Discussion? Alderman Padragula?
Again, it's regrettable that this has come to this point, but the developer, I think, has reneged on their responsibilities, and I think we need to act assertively to protect the financial interests and intentions of the citizens, the taxpayers, and again, the people downtown. It's time for this thing to be wrapped up. It's time for us to move towards some sort of resolution and, again, protect the financial interests of the city and our citizens.
Further discussion? Alderman Olson?
I just simply think that this is the expectation of the citizens and the downtown merchants, that as representatives of them, that we would take this action.
Thank you. Alderman Wolski?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In my mind, this action comes down to accountability, and this developer hasn't performed, and this is the recourse that we have available to us, and I fully support taking this action and moving this entire process forward to its most expeditious resolution.
Further discussion? Alderman Sitma?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And just to further the points, that this issue isn't taken lightly, and understandably, there's limited options here. And with the full discussion that has taken place, with our attorneys, this is the best option, the most responsible option, as explained to us. As Ms. Olson explained, this is what is expected of us, to take care of this expeditiously and responsibly.
Further discussion? Further discussion? Call the roll.
Olson,
Yes?
Padragula,
Yes.
Sitma,
Yes.
Straight,
Yes.
Wolski,
Yes.
Barney,
Yes.
Janzer.
Yes.
Anything, Alderman Straight?
Mr. Mayor, I would move that the city authorize city staff and outside counsel to take measures to take immediate control of the parking structures, including but not limited to pursuing injunctive relief through the court system.
Second.
Seconded by Olson, moved by Straight. Discussion? Alderman Straight?
I guess, Mr. Mayor, the community's put an awful lot into these structures, and it's clearly our desire to utilize them, but under the current situation, it's being operated by the developer who's not paying the city what is owed to us, and we still have to find a solution to this, and I think this is a first step.
Further discussion, Alderman Wolski?
I just kind of wanted to clarify that that I think this is very much in the hands of city staff to see how this process goes based on the first two actions, and if this becomes necessary to take this step. So I fully support authorizing our staff to have this ability and to take nimble steps and protect our interests should that become necessary.
Good point, Alderman Wolski. Hopefully that won't be necessary, but it's prudent to be prepared. Alderman Padragula?
Given our belief that the developer owes us over $3.2 million, I think we have to be extremely careful and not take any chances. Personally, I would favor more assertive action, but our outside attorneys have recommended we proceed in a stepwise fashion. And if Cypress at this point wants to come to its senses and work with the city, I'm fine with that. But I think we have to be ready to move at a moment's notice to protect those structures, to protect all the money we've invested in them, and to save what's left of the confidence of the citizens in our development activities. More and better things are to come, and we need to get this thing closed and safeguard our interests, and hopefully in the future we'll be more successful.
Further discussion? Call the roll.
Straight,
Yes.
Wolski,
Yes.
Barney,
Yes.
Janzer,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Padragula,
Yes.
Sitma.
Yes.
Motion carries. Any other work on this item? Alderman Padragula?
One comment. I wanted to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your leadership on this issue. Obviously, we've had two executive sessions, which the media and the public weren't allowed for obvious reasons because we were consulting with their attorneys, and they may not have been aware of what went on, and I really wanted to compliment you. I wanted to compliment also our city manager, our finance director, our two city attorneys, and the outside counsel from the firm of Dorsey and Whitney. I think they've given us good advice. They've answered our questions at great length, and I think the council, or at least I personally, feel very well informed and very well advised on what we need to do. And I wanted to publicly recognize the council leadership and the city leadership for what they've done. I guess to be very honest with you, I think this has really been a nightmare for the past 6 or 7 years, and now I think we're starting to come to the end of it. Hopefully it'll end quickly and satisfactorily, but we're finally facing the reality. We're finally facing the facts, and I think we're acting and working together as a council in good faith, and hopefully the citizens will realize that.
Anything else before we adjourn the meeting? I'll City Manager Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to, more for the public than anything else, sort of lay out the path forward as it relates to the decisions that the council has made this afternoon. We will be conducting a condition assessment and a structural analysis of those facilities, and those contracts will likely be brought to you for your consideration at some date into the future. But there will be work in and around that in each of those parking structures to identify what those condition or what the condition of those structures are at the time that the city will be taking operational oversight for them on, and to protect our interests as we continue to move forward on the paths that's been selected. We'll also be identifying our parking maintenance, operation, and administrative strategies that we would like to pursue moving forward, including various options to either self-perform the administration of those facilities, or to contract those out, or to have some combination therein, and we'll bring back a recommendation to you as to how to do that. I guess that I would ask that those who use the parking structures and who have used them in the past, continue your utilization of those structures. We don't intend to have any changes that will be seen by the public. We'd like to encourage the use of those structures. We will be communicating once we have plans in place for what will happen long-term with those structures, but at this point in time, I just wanted to ensure that we don't have any intentions of modifying the access or modifying the charges or fees or any of that kind of stuff. We intend to keep things as they are currently. And so I just wanted to get that out as maybe some peace of mind for those folks who are using the structures.
Okay, thank you. Otherwise, we're in line for an adjournment.
Mr. Mayor, I move we adjourn.
Moved by Janser,
Second.
seconded by Olson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries. We're adjourned.